Have you ever felt totally trapped by the rigid grid in your DAW? You know, where you're making beats that feel more like a machine put them together than a person? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're going to love this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Liquid Rhythm, a really cool tool that's all about injecting life, groove, and just humanity back into your music. Let's get into it. So here's the game plan. We'll start by talking about the big problem this whole thing was designed to solve. Then, we'll get to know the rhythm synthesizer itself. Check out its awesome beat building tools, see how its smart assistant can help you out, and then at the end, I'll show you a completely risk-free way to try it all for yourself. All right, first things first. Let's talk about a feeling that I'm pretty sure every single music producer out there knows. That constant struggle to make something that just sounds and feels human. I mean, does this ring a bell? You spend hours, maybe even days, programming this perfect drum pattern. You've got every kick, every snare, every hi-hat exactly on the beat. And then you hit play, and it just sounds stiff. You know? It's got no swing, no life, no groove. It's technically perfect, but musically it's just kind of dead. Yeah, the source material just nails it with this quote. It's such a frustrating creative wall to smack into, where it feels like your own tools are fighting against the very musicality you're trying so hard to create.
So how do you fight back? How do you break free from that robotic takeover? Well, this is where our main subject for today comes into the picture. Let's meet the tool that's designed to be the ultimate solution.
Okay, so Liquid Rhythm isn't just another drum sequencer. Its heart is this thing called a rhythm synthesis engine. And what that gives you is instant access to, and you gotta hear this, quadrillions of rhythmic patterns. Yeah, quadrillions. It's a completely new way to think about and play with your MIDI.
And hey, before we get any deeper, let's get the technical stuff out of the way. This thing is built to slide right into your current setup. It doesn't matter if you're on Windows or Mac, you can run it by itself or as a plugin right inside your favorite DAW. So no need to tear your whole studio apart to make it work.
All right, let's pop the hood. It's time to dig into the actual tools and see the specific features that make Liquid Rhythm so powerful for cooking up unique human-sounding beats.
So remember those robotic, lifeless beats we were just talking about? Well, the number one culprit is usually static velocity and timing that's just way too perfect. So the first tool in the kit, accent modifiers, goes straight for the heart of that problem. This is the goal right here. Accent modifiers are all about giving you control over the velocity, how hard a note is hit, and the micro-timing of your notes. With just a couple of clicks, you can add these subtle, natural-sounding variations that can totally transform a stiff pattern into a living, breathing groove. This is how you escape that robotic takeover. Okay, next common problem. Building a beat from total scratch can be, well, a real drag, just clicking in one note after another. Liquid Rhythm's answer is the Beat Builder, and believe me, it is a massive time saver.
The whole process is just incredibly simple and fast. You just pick an instrument track, say your snare drum. Right away, Beat Builder shows you a whole list of common, musically correct patterns for a snare. You find one you like, one click, and boom, it's in your track. You've just built your foundation in seconds, not minutes.
Now this next feature, this is where your whole mindset about making beats is going to shift. Seriously, forget the old way. Liquid Rhythm has this thing called the Beat Form Sequencer, and it lets you think in terms of rhythmic shapes and ideas, not just single individual notes. This quote right here is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Each little block you see in the sequencer isn't just one note, it's a placeholder for a note cluster. So with one click, you could be laying down an entire flam, or a complex triplet, or a fast hi-hat pattern. You are literally painting with rhythm, which is just an unbelievably fast and fun way to experiment and create. So with access to literally quadrillions of patterns, you might be thinking, where do I even begin? And that is a totally fair question. It's exactly why the developers built in an intelligent guide to help you sort through all those possibilities. Beat Seeker is designed to stop that creative paralysis right in its tracks. Instead of just dumping an infinite library on you and saying, good luck, it acts like your creative co-pilot. It intelligently suggests patterns that are actually likely to work with the stuff you're already making. And this isn't just random guesswork. Beat Seeker is smart because it's built on data. It's analyzed hundreds and hundreds of songs across all kinds of genres, so it knows what kind of snare patterns are common in a rock song or what kick patterns really define a house track. It highlights those for you, which means its suggestions are always going to be musically relevant. Okay, so you've seen what this thing can do, and maybe your interest is piqued. Let's talk about the practical side of things, how you can actually get your hands on it without having to empty your wallet.
The source material gives a super clear tip on this one. The smartest way to buy a Liquid Rhythm is to just wait for a sale. It has historically gone on sale for a massive 70% off during big events like the Steam sales. Seriously, a little bit of patience here can save you a ton of cash.
But what if you don't want to wait? What if you want to find out if it's right for you, like right now? Well, I want you to remember this number. Just one number. 2. So what's so special about the number 2?
This number is your golden ticket. See, Steam has this fantastic refund policy where you can get all your money back on any software as long as you've used it for less than 2 hours. This means you can buy it, take it for a real test drive in your own studio with your own projects, and if it doesn't click with your workflow, no problem. You get your money back. It is a completely 100% risk-free trial.
So, to wrap it all up, Liquid Rhythm is this amazing tool that lets you finally humanize your grooves with accent modifiers, build your song foundations in seconds with Beat Builder, completely innovate your process by painting with these note clusters, and get smart, helpful guidance from BeatSeeker whenever you get stuck.
And that brings us to the end. You know, the real question isn't just what Liquid Rhythm can do, but what it can help you do. It just opens up this whole new universe of rhythmic possibilities. So I guess the only question left to ask is, what new rhythm are you going to create first?